Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the English class. And today we are going to talk about the very most important grammar topic, that is reported speech. And a part has been completed yesterday, and let us continue the remaining part today. And I ask you all to focus more mainly on this grammar topic, because this topic will also be helped even in your competitive examinations after completion of your intermediate. And this topic will also be repeated in graduation level also. So therefore I strongly recommend you, all of you, to focus on this class very mostly. Now let us recapitulate the yesterday's class. And what did we discuss in the previous class? And we discussed that direct speech has three parts: reporting part, reporting verb, and reported part. There are majorly three parts. The very first part of the direct speech is reporting part, second part is reporting verb, and third part is reported part. Then what is a reporting part? A reporting part is a sentence. Reporting part is a sentence out of the inverted commas. That means a sentence which is not enclosed within the inverted commas. Or you can say it as a sentence before the comma. A sentence before the comma, that is out of the inverted commas, that is clearly said to be a reporting part. And what were the words? What were the things we find in reporting part? In reporting part we find subject and verb. And subject is nothing but the speaker of the sentence. The speaker of the sentence is reporting, located in reporting part. And now coming to the second part of the direct speech is reporting verb. Reporting verb is nothing but a verb which is within the reporting part is reporting verb. And nextly, reported part, a part which is enclosed, that means a sentence which is included in between the inverted commas. And this reported part is also clearly said to be the actual words of the speaker. The actual words of the speaker is also said to be a reported part. And if you wanted to change direct speech into the indirect speech, I have given you the clues. What were the clues that I gave you yesterday? The very first feature is we need to study the kinds of sentences. What kind of sentence the given reported part is. Second one is tense of the reported part. So we need to say which tense the given reported part is. And finally, we need to identify what exactly the meaning of the reported part is. So now, yesterday we discussed that there are four kinds of sentences. So what were the four kinds of sentences we discussed yesterday? The very first kind of sentence is declarative sentence. It is nothing but an assertive sentence. And how do we identify a declarative sentence? A declarative sentence can be identified by ending with a full stop. A sentence which ends with the full stop and starts with the subject, that is a declarative sentence. And whereas an interrogative sentence, there are two types of questions. The very first one is a question that is started with the WH questions, and whereas a question that is started with the be forms, do forms, have forms. That means yes or no type questions, right? And now these questions, these interrogative questions can be identified by finding a question mark at the end of the sentences. And now whereas another imperative sentence is nothing but a sentence which starts with the verb and ends with the full stop. A sentence that starts with the verb and ends with the full stop is an imperative sentence. And next one is exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence that starts with the capital letter and ends with the exclamatory marks. It expresses certain feelings, emotions, fear, horror, and all these things can be expressed using exclamatory sentences. Right? And you may have a question, you may have a doubt. Why do we need to study the kind of sentence? Why do we need to study the what kind of sentence the given reported part is? if you find the given reported part is a declarative sentence, there you should use a conjunction that is that. That is a conjunction that is used to combine both reporting part with the reported part when it is in the case of declarative sentence. When the reported part is given in declarative sentence, that is a suitable conjunction to combine both reporting part with the reported part. And second one is when you find interrogative questions, especially questions with WH words, we should use no conjunction. That means no conjunction is used. So as already all interrogative pronouns are there, we can use interrogative pronouns as a conjunction at that moment. And if it is yes or no type question, if the given reported part is in yes or no type question, there you should use if or whether the conjunctions. And whereas when you find imperative sentence, you should use to conjunction. And now, when finally, if you find the given reported part is in exclamatory sentence, there again you should use conjunction that. So these are the points. These are the things we discussed yesterday. And now coming to the next, a very important point to change direct speech into indirect speech, that is nothing but tense of the reported part. Tense of the reported part is very, very important. And why do we need to study the tense of the reported part? As you all know that there are altogether 12 tenses. 12 tenses. Present tense 4, past tense 4 and future tense 4. Now, so if you find any kind of, any tense, whether it is a present tense or a past tense, and what tense do we need to change? What tense do we need to use to change direct speech into the indirect speech? For example, if you find the given reporters, see here I clearly mentioned direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech and indirect speech. If you find simple present tense, in given reported part, there you should change into the simple past tense. For example, Rama said, I like ice cream. Then I like ice cream is a reported part. I like ice cream is a reported part, and I like ice cream is written in simple present tense. The structure of the simple present tense is subject plus V1 plus object. I subject V1, like ice cream is an object. So simple present tense. This simple present tense can be changed into the simple past tense. If you wanted to change this direct speech into the indirect speech, Rama said that he liked the ice cream. That is how we need to change tense, one tense from one tense to another tense. If the given reported party is in simple present tense, you should change into the simple past tense. The structure of the simple past tense is subject plus V2 plus object. I liked ice cream. Here I like ice cream. Here I liked ice cream. Now coming to the second tense of the present tense is present continuous tense. When you find the given reported part is in present continuous tense, there you should change into the past continuous tense. Here the structure of the present continuous tense is subject plus B form plus B1 plus ing form plus object. Here the B forms are am, is, are. Subject plus B form plus B1 plus ing form plus object. And if you find the given reported part in the direct speech is given present continuous tense, you should change it into the past continuous tense. The structure is also as same as present continuous tense. Subject plus B form plus B1 plus ing form plus object. But here B forms are am, is, are present B forms, and was, were are the past B forms. So that you should go for writing was, were instead of am, is, are. Now coming to the other tense, when you find present perfect tense, present perfect tense can be identified have or as plus V3. When you identify subject plus have or as plus V3, there you should change into the past perfect tense. Present perfect tense can be changed into the past perfect tense. That the formula of the past perfect tense is subject plus had plus V3. So this is how we need to change tense from the one tense from the another tense. Now coming to the present perfect continuation. This is the most important tense among all the 12 tenses. Right. These present perfect continuations can be changed into the past perfect continuation. That means all these present tense are changed into the past tense, right? I hope you understand. So all these present tenses changes into the past tenses. Now coming to the past tense. So we changed all these present tenses into the past tense, and how do we change past tense into the other tenses? Now let us see. If you find the given reported part is in simple past tense, what is the structure of the simple past tense? Subject plus V2 plus object. If you find the given reported part is in simple past tense, this simple past can be changed into the past perfect tense. What is the structure of the past perfect tense? Subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Subject plus had plus V3 plus object. So, and now when you find past continuous tense structure is subject plus be form plus V1 plus ing form plus object. And when you find past continuous tense, this past continuous tense can be changed into the past perfect continuous tense. Here see, past perfect continuous tense. Simple past changes into the past perfect tense. Past continuous changes into the past perfect continuous tense. Now coming to the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense, and this past perfect tense will not be changed. Past perfect tense will not be changed. Whatever the tense that we identified in given reported part, that tense is to be repeated even in indirect speech. If it is a past perfect tense in direct speech, you write indirect speech in even past perfect tense also. There is no change. Okay, this past perfect tense remains the same even in direct speech and also indirect speech. Now coming to the past perfect continuous tense, it is also as same as past perfect tense. Okay, now coming to see past perfect continuous tense. So past perfect continuous tense will be repeated again as a past perfect continuous tense in indirect speech. And now coming to the actually will, shall can indicate a future tense. Will and shall, the models can indicate future tense. So that is the reason why I did not write the entire. And so if you find simple present tense, I'm sorry, if you find models will, shall, can, may, must, ought to. So these are the modal auxiliary verbs. These are the modal auxiliary verbs. If you find a will in model in given reported part, this will would changes into the would, and will changes into the would. Shall becomes should, can becomes could, may becomes might, and must and ought to become had to. So this is how you need to change a tense from the direct speech into the indirect speech, changing the pronouns. This is very important. And if you are able to learn how to change a tense from the direct speech into the indirect speech, I definitely promise you that you can change any kind of sentence into the other indirect speeches. Right? I hope you understand this class, and this is all about today's class, and we shall continue the tomorrow class. And if you like this video, please subscribe our channel. Thank you very much. And in tomorrow's class, let us write some other points. Let us discuss some other points which are related to the direct and indirect speech. And tomorrow onwards, let us practice changing direct speech into the indirect speech by following all the rules and regulations. Okay, and prepare notes very neatly. Preparing notes after completion of every lesson is mandatory. So dear students, I suggest you all to prepare notes beautifully, because it is very helpful for our examinations. Thank you all of you. Thank you very much.